Brighton is the oldest ski resort in Utah, and it sits at the end of Big Cottonwood Canyon in the Wasatch Mountains. Brighton was one of the first Utah resorts to allow snowboarding, and it still caters to riders with terrain parks, a laid-back atmosphere, and night skiing. The resort is family-friendly, with trails for all levels of riders from the top of the express lifts. It's the perfect place to learn, with kids 6 and under riding for free, but it also has expert steeps and chutes. With fluffy Utah powder falling, we were excited to shred at Brighton.
Brighton Ski Resort in Utah is located an hour drive from Salt Lake City Airport, 15 miles up Big Cottonwood Canyon. On a weekend powder day, expect to be stuck in traffic for hours though, so leave early and check UDOT for road status and conditions.
Parking reservations are required on certain days, and the lot fills up quickly. Late arrivals might have to park on the road and hike to the resort, or even turn around and head home. At the base area is the Brighton Center with ticket windows, high-quality equipment rentals, restrooms, and a coffee shop.
Brighton ski lifts reach the top of the resort in 4 areas. From the base is the beginner area, the majestic terrain park, and the new 6-person Crest Express to the top. From here, connect to Snake Creek, further up Preston Peak. Then far skiers right is Great Western on Clayton Peak and the highest point of the resort. On the other side of Brighton is Millie Express up to Mount Millicent.
Jeff and Jennifer here at Brighton Mountain in Utah, here on a fresh powder day. It's really awesome to get in some fresh turns.
Powder day, free refills, woo!
We're here exploring the 3 different peaks here, and yeah, it should be an awesome day.
Intermediate and expert riders can hop on Crest Express to the top of the resort. Crest was just replaced with a 6-person high-speed lift to help reduce congestion. Crest has cruiser groomer runs to warm up the legs, and intermediate grades to weave through. One thing to note though, here is not a ton of vertical at Brighton. The runs start out steep, flatten out mid-mountain, then have a gentle run out back toward the base. Even so, we only encountered a few flat sections requiring skating as snowboarders. The middle area of Brighton also has the beginner terrain, offering a gentle slope for first-timers and lessons. Beginners can progress from Explorer Lift to Majestic, from mid-mountain greens and easier slopes back to the base.
From Majestic and Crest, you can connect to the Mid-Mountain Snake Creek Express to the top. This is the other express lift in the middle of the resort. Snake Creek has every level of run. Beginners will enjoy sunshine, and intermediate riders head to Pioneer. Expert riders can drop into steeps from the top of the lift or hike further up into Snake Bowl before letting it rip. Snake Creek is known for tree skiing, and there are several sections of open lines and the option to dive deeper into the pines to forge your own path. This area of the resort held the snow well, given the tree coverage and north-facing slope.
The middle section of Brighton offers terrain parks top to bottom. The parks are a main attraction for freestyle snowboarders in the area. In the upper section of the larger jumps through My Oh My, this area then filters into Candyland, a series of rails and jibs for creative lines. Beginners are not left out, and nearby is Pee-wee with plenty of small features. Still more terrain parks are in the lower half of the mountain under the Majestic lift. There are medium kickers, several rails, and combination box jumps. The resort rotates features throughout the season, so you never get bored.
Far skiers right on the resort is Great Western. This lift takes riders to the highest point of the resort with views over to Solitude Ski Resort. Great Western has a long ridgeline down Elk Park with several advanced runs filtering off the ridge. The glades here contain aspens, which is a fun change from the pines. There are also steep, wide-open runs at the top of Great Western, which provided an adventurous carving challenge. One downside to Great Western is the south-facing slope, which receives a lot of sun and skier traffic, and can form a hard crust as a result. We found what we could in the conditions.
On the other side of Brighton is Millie Express. There is an access trail, or walk across the parking lot, where you'll find the Millie Chalet, one of the on-mountain dining options. Millie area has all levels of trails, but is more well known for expert terrain and its challenging natural features. There are beginner and intermediate groomers which cruise along the ridge back to the lift, as well as a few chutes and open bowl areas to explore along the way. At the top is access to the Scree Slope, a wide open area that filters down through cliff bands and chutes. You can eye up a line as you ride the lift. There are several boulders and side hits that act like a natural terrain park. On the other side of Millie are more cliff bands through Spaghetti and Captain Hook. You'll also find the Solbright Trail to access Solitude Ski Resort.
It's easier to connect from Millie back to the main base area than it is getting to Millie. Stop at the Alpine Rose for cafeteria-style foods such as burgers, chili fries, and a local brew. Next door is Molly Green's for a full bar and sit-down service if you can get a table.
The fun doesn't end at sunset here. Brighton is one of the few Utah ski resorts offering night skiing. The lights are on 4 to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday and illuminate 200 acres of terrain up Crest and Snake Creek. They're mostly beginner and intermediate runs which are well lit.
On the chairlift, parts of it go into complete darkness, but most of the time you're lit up. Runs are really fun.
The terrain parks are illuminated too, providing hours of freestyle shredding. While night skiing draws a decent crowd, it's easier to park and there's less traffic in the canyon.
We had an awesome day exploring Brighton. We had free refills all day, powder day. Couldn't ask for better conditions. Thanks for riding with us at Brighton, and we'll see you at the next mountain.